Good morning everyone, and welcome to Alnwick Cross Country, the 6th Harrier League event, the Penultimate one. This is 10.5k. It's a slightly longer route than it used to be. It used to be pretty much bang on 10k, but it's 10.5k these days, and about 130 meters of climbing, so it's not too bad. Obviously we men have got 3 laps to do. The footing's quite nice, it's nice and soft, mostly grass. There's a little bit of gravel up the top. It can sometimes get quite boggy out the back there behind us, amongst all the trees, and when we're running through gates and stuff, obviously lots of traffic makes it a lot muddier than normal, but it shouldn't be too bad. It looks alright, to be fair. Obviously I've not been out there, but it looks fine. Weather-wise, it's a little bit chilly, but I think once we get running it's going to be pretty much perfect, so hopefully hopefully it will be. I'm actually not feeling too great today. Actually, I've got a bit of a headache already, and I haven't even started. So, but I'm going to be trying to put in a good effort today. I'm going to take the first lap easy as I always do, and then for the second 2 laps, try and push a bit further. It's not the hardest of cross countries. I've done this one quite a lot of times. It's very gradual. You'll see all the way down the bottom of there, where these kids are running along. It's the bottom of the course, and the top of the course is behind the camera there. It's not this hill here. It's not this hill, but it's about as high. So we come down one side of the lap, and then the other side of the lap is basically all the way up to back to the top, and then we come down quite gradually. So you kind of come, it's basically like, it's a massive square. One side goes up, one side comes down, and the other 2 are relatively flat. But yeah, let's say footing should be all right. Weather's nice. Head's not so great, and I was knackered on Thursday at training, if you've seen that video. Really tired, so I'm hoping to just get around and have fun. I did learn yesterday though that I am currently in the top 100 athletes in the Harrier League on the Grand Prix series, which is all done by finishing position. So the higher I can finish today, like the better I'll be for that. Like, I really don't care, but it's just interesting to know. And you know, I'm in the top 100 athletes in cross country, which obviously with my condition it's quite good. I'm quite impressed with that, to be honest. I'm happy with it, even though I didn't know about it, but I think that's given us a little bit more impetus to push a bit as well. My wife's here as well, as is me little one and my dog. All the family's out. My mum's here, my niece, so got family here cheering us on. And I say it's the penultimate cross country event. The men are currently winning the league, and we're in the top division, the poly, and we've never ever won it. Obviously I'll not be counting, so it doesn't really matter to me, but we're doing really well. The fast lads in the club are absolutely smashing it this season, and we've got 2 races left to go, so hopefully we can make a good account of ourselves. I've had a look today there, and there's quite a lot of the fast lads are here. So hopefully they can keep that up, and that'll be great. But yeah, cross country day in it, all fun, brilliant, loving being here. I love cross country, it's absolutely brilliant. So I'm just really happy to be here, and hopefully I can make a good account of myself, push on, get some good training in at the least, and hopefully no issues with the head, even though I don't feel so great already. But you know, we're just going to dig in and get it done. Just going to get it done. Well, I kind of pace myself when you do that though.
Next weekend.
Oh, is that next week? Oh, fuck me. Enjoy that if I didn't see you then.
It's just a grind out there.
That's what I'm saying, to that gate. Everyone hates the gate. And this will be the quickest I run for the whole thing.
Exactly, always isn't. Well, you might get a bit of pace up down the hill.
Nah, you're not wrong. So that's Graham there, just in front of us, or to the side of us there. He's my coach, and as I was just saying to him, everyone goes off like a rocket. I mean, we don't look like we're going off quick, but we do have 10k to run, and it's cross country, because there's a little gate down at the bottom of this hill, as you can see the front runners going through now, and it gets quite narrow, and obviously the further back you are, sometimes you end up having like proper bottlenecked. So everyone goes off and tries to get through there as quick as they can. Obviously I am trying to go through as quick as I can, but relative to knowing that I've still got 10k to go, and it's cross country, it's absolutely brutal. But also what I was saying to him is he always tends to sit back a little bit sometimes, and then he absolutely smashes the last 2 laps. But fair play to him at the minute, he's training for a 50k ultra or something like that. He's doing an ultra next week actually, So he's in the middle of that, and he's strong as hell. So I already knew straight away I wasn't going to stick with him. As I said in normal, all my other videos, my first lap I wanted to go out quite slow. And I didn't actually do that. Today I went out quite alright, at a good decent pace. And I ended up paying the price basically. I didn't completely blow up, but I was definitely regretting my choices of trying to hold a nice steady line. I wanted to keep Graham in my sights, and yeah, I didn't really go to plan too well the day. As I said, I already had headaches. I had really heavy legs, and I think the nationals took it out of us quite a lot, because even on Thursday, as I said, training was quite hard. Me and this lad in the Derwent vest, the DV vest there, we basically yo-yoed the whole race. And he ended up walking on pretty much every hill, I think. Maybe it's not the first lap. Obviously we've just started, and my goal was to just try and take it easy-ish on the first lap, but I didn't really do that. I just kind of ploughed on and got it done. And as I said, like I got punished for that. I didn't realise how hard this would be, to be honest. I don't know why. I've done it loads. And as I said in the start, it's not the hardest of cross countries, but it turned out to be quite brutal actually. Yeah, it turned out quite bad. But I got it done. I got it finished. Spoilers. I didn't give up. I kept going. And some days it's like that. Some days you've just got to slog it through. But I think cross country makes it worse because you've got 3 laps. I mean, if you get around 1 lap and you're kind of struggling, you know, like, Jesus Christ, I've got 2 more laps to do. I know where the mud is. I know where the hills are. I know exactly what kind of pain I've got to put myself through, and it's just a case of digging in, getting those bad thoughts out of your mind, and just keep going. On the beginning of the second lap, so the first lap I like I said, I try to keep it easy. Second lap, the sun came out. It felt so warm, and I haven't really ran in any kind of warm weather since September, so just not used to it. I mean, the spectators would have been absolutely loving it because the sun was bleaching out. It doesn't look like it now, and we'll see on the third lap. As I said at the start as well, I wanted to try and get the whole of the third lap, and I'd changed some settings in my camera to try and see if I could make it last a bit longer. Essentially, I've been having max stabilization because I wasn't sure when I'm running what it was going to be like, but I've basically turned that off, and I was just hoping for the best. And this is honestly, it's a lovely place to run around. I mean, Alnwick Castle is literally on the other side of the river there, to my left. But you don't get really much time to appreciate it when you're slogging through cross country. And one of the worst things about this cross country actually is these little hills here, these little rises. They don't look too bad, but they're nearly all right after a 90-degree turn. So you're doing a 90-degree turn, you've got barely any momentum, and you've got to try and push yourself up a hill. Even though the hill, I mean, the camera, it doesn't look too bad, and it isn't too bad, but when you've got heavy legs and you're a bit knackered, and you haven't been training enough, all the excuses, right? It is bloody hard work. And like the second and third laps, I had to constantly tell myself to just keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep using my arms, keep ploughing. I wanted to walk so bad. Like I said, that Derwent Valley guy that I keep catching up to, me and him were just running past each other constantly, and I was catching up to him, and then he would walk on the hills, and I so wanted to join him in walking, but I just refused to do it. I was telling myself, you know, do not walk, whatever you do, just keep going. Flat out refused to walk. And I did actually manage to keep running. I was overtaking people on the hills. Maybe I should have took it a little bit slower on the hills and tried to pick it up on the flats, which is generally what I try and do. But I don't know, I was just trying to plough on, and mentally I was absolutely having a right old battle with myself just to get through it. But I did. I managed to keep all those thoughts out. I managed to push them to the side and just keep ploughing on. And I got to the end, and I was knackered. I was so knackered. But it was good. It was good fun. I mean, at the time, it's obviously awful and you hate it. But you know, at the end of the day, I've done every Harrier League cross country that's been on this season. And this time, the last year, I was 2 months after brain surgery, maybe 3 months. So I'm in a lucky position, really. So I've got to take that into account. And you know, if you'd have told me I'd have done every Harrier League this time last year, I would have laughed in your face. So yeah, I mean, like when I'm running up this hill, I mean, you can see it in front of us there. You can see the other guys going up. It's not that bad, but like, honestly, my legs were just so heavy. And when you're slogging up it, it's not so great. I'm wearing my mud clothes today. Actually, I'm not wearing spikes because I know there's normally some pretty like ankle deep bits of mud, which we're coming up to in a little bit. And it's just it's brutal. I didn't think the spikes would be good because there's gravel along the top path as well. It used to just be trail, but a few years ago they put loads of like really big thick gravel, big stones along there, and I didn't think me spikes. I mean, there's loads of people wearing spikes, but I just didn't fancy it. I mean, I've only worn them twice before this, so I was just trying to wear my mud clothes, wear something I know that's comfortable. The spikes aren't massively comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. I get a little bit of pain in my left ankle. Yeah, try and plough on. And obviously this is just the first lap, so I'm just trying to get through it. Now you'll probably hear my breathing will be really bad. I apologise for that, but it just shows how much I'm trying. And yeah, just over a year from surgery. Obviously if you're here because you've got brain cancer and you want to see what it's like, then you know I'm still ploughing on, I'm still getting through it. It's hard work, not going to lie. I'm not training as much as I want. I think I said at the beginning of January I want to start doing more training, but I'm just not managing to get it in. Like work, family, you know, I've got to manage my body. We're doing all right. I never dodged the mud. I just ploughed straight through this. First and second lap, absolutely ploughed straight through the middle of it. You see as I pick up a few places where people slipping and sliding and trying to dodge the mud. But it was a bad idea. I'm not going to lie, it was a bad idea to go straight through the mud because I picked up quite a lot of it on the bottom of my mud clothes and it was just making my legs so heavy. Even though I was catching up with people and moving around it, I was definitely getting punished. Even this hill doesn't look like anything on camera, but it's just so long and there's a medium pack guy coming through already. Coming through a challenge with so he's just riding with like ease. We're not even here, might as well not be running. But it just shows the difference in you know, the medium pack guys. So fit and strong. I think like in the Harrier League you have to be in something like the top 10% of finishers to get promoted, and you can get promoted mid-season as well. You can't get demoted anymore, but you can get promoted. So once you're in a medium pack you stay there till the end of the season unless you get promoted again. And then I don't know how you get demoted, but it used to be like so many races in a row you would get dropped down, but I'm not sure. I know you can't get demoted mid-season anymore. So yeah, this is just a long ass slog uphill, and like I said, I just ran through the mud. I did it on the first and second laps, and I had so much mud on the bottom of my shoes. It was just making my legs so heavy, and obviously heavy legs trying to run up this incline. It's not massive, but it was enough. It was enough for me to regret running through the mud. So on the third lap, you'll see me dodging the mud. I regretted going through it first and second lap, and I always go through the mud. I never ever skip parts of the course. I always just think, how it is, get through it. We're here to run through mud. It's cross country. That's the point. So I never normally dodge it, but third lap I was just like, nah. I'd battled so hard with my brain to try and get through and to not walk. I was just thinking, how it is, I'm going to take the easy path and I'm going to get right, which you'll see in a minute there. So I think I switched the camera off about now-ish. As you can see, guys jumping over the brambles. Still more medium pack lads coming through. And yeah, there we go, switched it over. This is the third lap now then, so we've just done the second lap. As I said, the sun come out and you can see it there. It doesn't look too bad, but honestly, when you've done, what, 6-7k across country with hills in it, it was, my legs were really heavy. And I was just grinding out. I just wanted to finish the race. I wanted to crawl up and go in bed. So it was an absolute slog, really difficult. But really happy I got it done, obviously. Like I say, I love cross country. I used to love cross country when I was a bit fitter. It's so much easier when you're fitter and you're a bit faster. It just feels like such a slog at the minute. I think I've put on some weight as well, so I'm a bit heavier, which doesn't make it easy when you're trudging through mud. I'm a bit of a plodder anyway. But I mean, look at that view. That's Alnwick Castle, if you're not from around here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lovely area of the world to be running in. But like I say, you just don't get a chance to appreciate it. And this is a nice little downhill. Normally I take my downhills pretty well. I'm quite a good downhill runner, but I was just knackered. absolutely knackered. Legs just felt so heavy, my hips were hurting. I didn't want to complain too much in this video, but like I was struggling. And like I say, if you're here because you've got brain cancer, you want to see what my progress is like. I'm nearly a year into my running again, but this last couple of months I just haven't been running enough to be fit to be doing cross country. There's Alnwick Castle there on your left. Yeah, lovely place to run. Sun was out. On a normal day you'd be absolutely loving this, but not when you're doing cross country, unfortunately. But looking back at it, yeah, it's lovely, it's great. Like I say, I've got to appreciate where I'm at, where I've been, and just try and, yeah, like I say, just appreciate it. Really happy, obviously, to be out there. My family was there cheering us on. I couldn't really appreciate the cheers because I was battling so much with myself to just keep going, keep pushing on. And I'm going to skip this a little bit forward because it's just, it's just flats. We'll get round to the mud, I guess. And as I was saying earlier, the guy in the Derwent Valley vest, he kept walking up the hills and I just kept catching him. So he was walking up, I would catch him, and then he would start running again. I mean, I wanted to walk as well, I'm not going to lie, he was absolutely killing us. And I wouldn't normally let that affect us, but it's just like that mental thing where you see other people walking, you think, I could do that. If he's walking, why can't I? But I was just, trying to battle with myself and just push that aside. And he kept pulling away on the flats. Like, I'd love to be running better on the flats, but I'm just not fit enough at the minute. So he was getting away from us. It is what it is, you know what I mean? We're all there, everyone's struggling. He's obviously struggling, that's why he's walking the hills. But yeah, fair play. Kept catching him, he kept pulling away, then I'd catch him again, then pull away, and it was just, it was proper yo-yo. Yeah, it was good fun. Fast forward a little bit more forward. And as I said before, I took straight through the middle of the trees, through the mud, on the first and second lap. But on this third lap, I was like, nah, I'm going around the tree. I mean, I didn't know it was that muddy on this side of the tree either, but after the second lap, running through, getting loads of mud on my legs, and just being absolutely punished for having so much mud, I was just trying to avoid it. I would normally just be like, right, let's get through it and go. And as you can see, I'm not really pushing up the hill, but I just had one pace and this was it. And I'm like, right lads, I'm not really trying to like fight them. I did want to get to the narrow bit first. I had that crossed my mind. Just a little bit through the trees where it's narrow, but I wasn't trying to overtake these people though. I was just running, like I say, one pace. This is what I had. and just battling constantly. Like I need to just keep going, don't stop and walk, because my brain was constantly like, just walk. You could walk a little bit, slow down a little bit, walk a little bit, and I was like, no, just keep going. This is fine. Like I was dying, but this is fine. Keep going. Keep going. And that's the battle sometimes. You just got to keep telling yourself to keep pushing. I mean, once upon in my life, you know, I'd be running sub 20 minute 5Ks. I don't think I'll ever get there again, but you know, I'm still trying, I'm still training, I'm still turning up to runs and races. And just gotta, you know, we'll just keep trying. That's all there is to it, really. And after running up those hills, there was like 3 hilly sessions. This was the first bit of flat, and I kept using this as a bit of recovery, just to try and, like, as I said, my headaches were coming on pretty strong. So I think the middle of the second lap, the headaches started really pushing us. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this Time Bridge guy is the guy that I overtook right at the end of the Nationals. Not 100%, but he looks familiar. But anyway, yeah. So the middle of the second lap, I don't know whether it was when the sun came out or what, the headaches really started coming on, so I had to, I was using this section as a little recovery section, and a lot of lads started overtaking us here, but I just didn't have it in us to fight them, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. And I'm sure there's a few more come past. And I'll skip it forward a bit. It's just a really long trail. Like I say, there's quite a bit of gravel on here. It doesn't look like it, but there is. You can hear it on the spikes. And yeah, I'll skip it forward a little bit more. So yeah, I got overtaken quite a bit there. My mate from Derwent Valley's back. Another like tiny little incline here. This was really narrow. Obviously, as you can see, it's like almost single file. And when the fast pack started coming through, this is about where I was on the first lap. So they're jumping through brambles, and you know, there's a few elbows getting thrown out when the lads are trying to compete for the front. And I never intentionally hold anyone up, but sometimes, you know, you get a bump or an elbow, and it is what it is. A lot of the times they'll apologise as well, but it's cross country, it's competitive. You can't really complain about it. You know, it is a race, it's not cross country, and I'm sure they don't mean it as well, which is fine. But there's a lot of these corners I was seeing before are like 90-degree turns, and it just takes it out of you. Like, yeah, you realise, like, honestly, it takes so much out of you. And this little bit as well, like downhill, 90-degree turn with a little hop up. I completely missed it at the start, because we used to go straight down, and I just completely missed that little step up. But downhill, like, I want to use the downhills as an advantage and try and like let my legs go and run down them, but honestly I was knackered. I was so tired. And obviously everyone else is trying to do the exact same thing. So this little section here where you run down to this tree and back up, this never used to be here. They never used to do this. I think they added it in the Nationals one year, or the Northerns, sorry, one year, when the Northerns were in Alnwick, and they've never took it out. They've left it in ever since, so there's an extra hill, and you can see the steepness of it on the left there. Yeah, it's so unnecessary. We used to get to the end of that tree line and just turn left and run down the hill. But yeah, I really didn't need it. I didn't need to be running up extra hills, did you? That's for sure. but it's nice. It is what it is. It's supposed to be a challenge. If it was easy, everyone would do it. My finishing position today, where did I finish? Let's have a look. I finished 260th out of 334 finishers, so not amazing, but given what I said earlier, and you know, it's just over a year since I had surgery. I've done every single race in the Harrier League. I've done the Northeasterns this year, I've done the Nationals this year, I've done all my Grand Prix, which I'm still winning, by the way, my Grand Prix series. I've got another Grand Prix race on Tuesday, so watch out for that video. That's the last of the 5Ks. So I try to give it a bit of welly down that hill, which obviously everyone's going to do as well. But then as soon as we hit like the flat bit, I just didn't have it in my legs to keep that momentum up, whereas obviously the other lads did. So they just kept ploughing on. And I'd already had like a huge battle with my brain to keep pushing anyway, so I was just like, you know what it is, get to the end, we're alright. And yeah, this is Alnwick Cross Country, obviously a lovely part of the world to be running in, a lovely route and track. It's obviously tough, it's always tough for cross country. I don't think there's any that are easy. Some are easier than others, obviously, but yeah, not easy. And the sun come out, it was, yeah, I'm just complaining now. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the route and a bit of cross country. Apologies for whinging so much, but this was an utter slog for me. It was a very hard race. But we got it done. I've got a scan next week, so I've got my Grand Prix on Tuesday, I've got my scan on Saturday. I don't get the results for that until towards the end of March, so there'll be a video around then, I assume, because there's one more cross country to do, and then I've got the 8K from the Grand Prix, so there'll probably be some results in there with some more training and stuff like that, and I'll let you all know how it's going. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, thanks for enjoying the video. Give it a like if you did, chuck some comments in, you know, the encouragement's always nice. We're still struggling, but we're ploughing on and we're getting it done. Loads of whinging, as always, you know, cross country's not easy. Running's not easy at the minute, everything's hard. But yeah, we're just trying to get it done, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you on the next one. Thanks guys, hope you're all well. Look after yourselves.
Well done.